So welcome everyone to the Computer Games Design webinar in conjunction with Sheffield Hallam University. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Nerily Duffy. I am the Digital Marketing Manager with DIFC, and I support the student recruitment with DIFC as well. I'd also like to give a very warm welcome to Lucy Jackson, who's with us from Sheffield Hallam University in the UK.
Hello, thank you very much. I am from Sheffield Hallam, and my role at the university is Senior Global Partnerships Officer. So I look at a lot of our partners that offer pathway and progression opportunities for students, looking at recruiting them to come to the university after they've finished.
Great. So over the next half an hour, 45 minutes, what we'll do is Lucy will give us a bit of an introduction into Sheffield Hallam and their computer games design degree programs and what it's like to study there. And then I'll talk about DIFC and how we can help you to get to study with Sheffield Hallam and in your computer games design degrees. Just in terms of a little bit of housekeeping, if everyone can keep their microphones muted, just to ensure that everyone has good sound and there's no background noise. And there'll be time for questions at the end, so you can use the chat feature in the meeting and you can type in your questions and we'll be happy to answer any of those at the end. So feel free to pop them in as you go along. So we'll get started. So in terms of studying with DIFC and who DIFC are, we'll just give you a little bit of an introduction. So DIFC is Ireland's largest independent university foundation provider, and we provide two different types of pathways for students, so the International Foundation Year and the pre-masters programs. And these are NCUK programs, so they're fully accredited by the UK universities, and they're recognised more globally around Ireland, UK, Australia, New Zealand and the USA as well. We are NCUK's exclusive delivery partner in Ireland, so if you're looking to study in Ireland, you can use the NCUK programs with us to progress to Ireland or the UK. We have been in operation since 1999, so this year we actually turned 21. But over the last 10-11 years or so, we have helped over 1,000 students progress on to universities and colleges in Ireland, UK and beyond. And they are in a whole range of different disciplines, so from medicine, nursing, computer science, business, architecture, law, humanities, a whole range of different degrees. So you're not restricted by what you can study after you've completed your studies with DIFC. Our student body on the campus is quite diverse. We have over 30 different nationalities amongst our student body. So students have the opportunities to meet other students from all over the world, learn about culture, and also interact and for those students who need to improve their English by talking with each other. And our campus is located in Dublin, Ireland's capital city, on the Griffith College campus. So it's on a larger college campus as well. So what I might do is I'll pass over to Lucy. And let me I'll make you the presenter.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So you should be able to share your screen now, Lucy.
Okay, are we good? We can see that? Yep.
That's perfect.
Brilliant. So hello again, and thank you for the introduction. As I said, I'm Lucy. I work in the global team at Sheffield Hallam University. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the university and the city of Sheffield. And then you will hear from my colleague David, who will tell you about the courses that we have in games design. So we have games art and game development. So let's start a little bit with Sheffield. As you can see, Sheffield is right in the centre of England. So we're the 5th largest city, and we're very, very close to Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham and Nottingham. So we tend to find a lot of our students, especially the international students, really benefit from being quite close to other cities. They get to explore a little bit more of the country whilst they study with us. As well as being close to these cities, we have really good links to airports to travel around other areas of Europe if you want to do that whilst you're in Sheffield. So Manchester Airport is about an hour away from our city. In terms of our campus, we are a city centre university, so we're located throughout Sheffield City. We do have 2 campuses, so we are spread over 2 different sites. Our larger campus, so this one up here, if you can see, is our main campus, and then we have about 20 minutes across the city is our Collegiate Crescent campus. Now Sheffield, although it's a large city, is very compact, so you can walk very easily around the city centre and between campuses, so you don't need to worry about transport. But we do have very good transport links within Sheffield. We've got a very good bus, tram and train network operating around the city, and with some very good discounts for our students. If you do choose to study with us at Sheffield Hallam, you will be based at one of the 2 campuses, so you're not expected to walk between campuses for lectures and seminars throughout your studies. Okay, so our campus is a modern campus. Over the past few years, we've invested about £100 million into our facilities to give you a really good learning experience. We have a number of specialist facilities, particularly for games design, games art, which we'll showcase to you in a moment. Over the next 5 years, we have a plan to invest a further £200 million into our campus. So you will see more modern, cutting-edge, state-of-the-art facilities popping up around the city. So we do like to look after our students while they study with us, and this is why we're in the top 20 for student satisfaction in the UK. Our award-winning student support team are on offer from the moment that you arrive in the country. They will collect you from the airport and bring you to Sheffield, all the way through your time whilst you study with us. So there's support on offer for your well-being through your student support advisor, for your academic studies through an academic advisor, with your English language should you need it through the TESOL team, and support around careers and employability from that team. We also have a wonderful international experience team that offer a social calendar for you to enjoy throughout your studies with us. They do lovely things like take students on trips, offer clubs, conversation, and all sorts of other different things. So in terms of fees, if you want to study with us, they're all listed on our website. Some of them do differ per course, but generally undergraduate fees are £13,250 for each year. We do, however, have a scholarship available that's particularly popular with our NCUK International students. This is the Transform Together Scholarship. This offers our students a 50% discount on the first year of any taught course. There's an online application that's required, and it is an academic scholarship. There is a little link at the end of my slides that we can share with you that will take you to the website where you can find out a little bit more about this one, but also about any of our academic automatic awards and bursaries that we offer for students as well. So accommodation, we are based in the city centre, so our accommodation is also based in Sheffield city centre. Most of the accommodation is about a 10-minute walk to our campus. There are about 30 different options for you to choose from, so there really is something for everyone when you look at accommodation in Sheffield. The website has really good interactive facilities where you can go on a virtual tour around the accommodation, so that can help you in choosing the right place for you. We do guarantee all of our students a place in our accommodation, especially the first year students coming to study with us. Sheffield is also a very safe city. We have low crime rates, and it also offers low cost of living, so it's quite attractive for a budget conscious student as well. So what about the city itself? Well, you'll find that Sheffield is quite a mix of old and new. So there's still a lot of history and culture in Sheffield, and you'll see that within the city centre that's mixed in with, you know, high-rise buildings and shops and cafes. So we still have some of the old steelworks and industry in Sheffield, and then you'll walk around the corner, you'll find a football stadium, you'll find a new coffee shop or a bar or a restaurant. So it really is a great mix. If you like live music, we've got live music events, we've got a couple of different theatres. We're very big on sport in Sheffield, so any basketball, football, ice hockey fans out there, you'll find that on offer in Sheffield. We're also quite a green city, and that attracts a number of different sports to the city. So climbing is also very popular in Sheffield. Just outside the city, we have one of the largest shopping centres in England. It's Meadow Hall. Great for spending an afternoon. There's lots of leisure facilities there as well. And as you can see, that top picture, the beautiful Peak District, it's about 10 minutes on a bus from Sheffield. So students particularly love the diversity of the city. You've got the shops, the restaurants, the cafes on one hand, and then you've got the wonderful Peak District. And arguably, it's one of the greenest cities in Europe due to the number of parks that we have to offer. Now that's just a real short snapshot of the city and the university. You will now hear from my colleague David. David works within our games design team, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the courses that we have to offer. Let's have a look.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilson. I'm the subject group leader for games design at Sheffield Hallam University. I'm going to be talking to you today about our 2 undergraduate courses. That's the BA Honours in Game Art and the BA Honours in Game Design and Development. I've supplied my email address, so if you have any questions after this, feel free to reach out and I will help you as best I can. The Game Art course focuses on prop building, environment design and character design. And we have an approach which incorporates both 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional design and development. This is all aimed towards preparing you for an artistic role in the games industry. The design and development path focuses more on areas like game design theory, practical prototyping, user experience and playtesting, with a view that we're going to prepare students for a career in games design or user experience type roles. So why do we study games at Hallam? Well, I probably don't need to tell you why you would want to study games. It's the largest entertainment industry. It's growing rapidly. It's dynamic. It has a massive focus on emerging new technologies, which makes it change rapidly. I can think of an example like VR and AR, of both areas which have come around really in the last few years and are now really flashpoints for future careers for our students. There's a lot of game development that takes place in the UK, but it also opens the door for lots of opportunities around the world. I've included some examples of some of the environment art that has been produced by our students on the course, just to give you a flavour of the type of things that we make. We also work with students to help them develop hero props. These can include things like weapons and vehicles and things that are rich in both design and technical application. We give students the opportunity to specialise in character design, and that can be from the point of view of doing 2D design and then seeing it all the way through to 3D modelling. We also focus on fundamental art production, which includes 2D art, and some students like to progress that further and push that towards doing pre-production artwork. In terms of games design and development, we have a large emphasis early on game design theory, and really trying to break down and get to the root of what makes games fun and interesting from the point of view of the player. We also build prototypes, work on play testing, trying to refine ideas using iterative strategies. And in both areas, we wrap this up into working on professional practice. So that's artists, designers, and students from our programming degrees working together to try and build games prototypes. In terms of module structure, each semester has 12 weeks. There are 2 semesters. Typically, modules are structured with 100% portfolio work, and we have no exams. Everything we do is coursework based, and that feeds into our philosophy. Students are always aiming towards building portfolios with professional quality work, and that our assignments that we set encourage that. So this is a layout of our game art program, and it should give you an idea of the type of modules that you would be doing if you were interested in a game art course. And I'll leave this here so you can pause the video and kind of work your way through these. You can see the same thing for the game design and development course. One of the things to note is that the game design and development course and the game art course have the same structure in the first year. So if you apply for one and get here and work through the year and realize that actually maybe your interest lies in the other area, it's not too late to swap onto the other course if you want to. But the fundamentals are shared between the two courses, and then we start to diversify more from the second year onwards. In terms of our own facilities, we have the accolade of having the world's largest PlayStation teaching facilities. We have a lab that's full of PlayStation 4s, hopefully soon to be PlayStation 5s. We have studio-style labs with industry-standard specialist equipment available, which extends to software as well. We have a professional game studio called Steel Minions, which employs students on commercial game projects. We have regular talks and events focusing on industry. We have a dedicated VR lab. We have a motion capture studio, which you can use to capture animation and performance that can then be animated and put into your games. We get a lot of support from local and national companies. Like, we have a great relationship with Sumo Digital, who are a big employer in the area. We also work with the National Video Game Museum, which is based in Sheffield. We have an industry focus, and many of our staff have worked in the industry, me included, so we know what it's like at the coalface of game development. That feeds into the type of projects that we set up for students. Our students have graduated and I've worked at a number of games companies, more than that will ever be on this page. Our students are generally happy. They feel like it's been time well spent being here, and that coming here is to help them with their future employment. We engage with a number of initiatives. We are a hub for Transfuser, Flood and Dare. We've also heavily involved with Search for a Star, and the events for Search for a Star are run at the university. And we also take part in the Global Game Jam, and we have a video that shows some of that. So it can be quite hard to make a library sound that exciting to game students. However, our library is open 365 days a year, 24/7. Within that, we have a range of dedicated high-power games workstations, so you literally could come in and work 24 hours a day if you really wanted to. The other thing that's great about our library is it's got a great selection of digital support material, including access to the Gnomon digital tutorials, as well as lynda.com. Another route that you could take is our foundation. So if you're undecided about what course is right for you, or if you feel that you may be lacking the technical skills or the grades to enroll on the course straight away, then you could look at doing our foundation. So the question you'll probably ask yourself is this really a degree for me? What draws people to game design is usually their love of games, but that doesn't necessarily mean you should be a games designer or a games artist. So I think one of the things to think about is this is the view of the bridge from the point of view of the game player. They can see this part, they run up and down it, and they progress through the game, and they enjoy the experience. However, as a game developer, this is kind of more what you need to be interested in. You know, the construction, how the thing's made from the point of view of art, but also how it functions in the game. And I think it's that the ability to just see in front of your nose, just to be entertained by something, is great. And we all love games here, but I think to want to really make games, you want to be more interested in the what's happening behind all of this. So it's just something to consider. If you want to find out more, you can go and look at the prospectus. There's application guidance if you go to shu.ac.uk portfolio. Here's what we require for you to get onto the course. Beyond this, for applications to game art, we ask for 4 pieces of work. This is primarily artwork, 2D or 3D. We're looking for fundamental art skills, so line work, composition, shading, perspective, understanding of those things. This kind of gives you an idea of kind of the standard that we're looking at and what we what we're expecting. Game design and development, we asked for 4 pieces of work again. This should feature design work, so we're looking for fundamental design skills, level layouts, character design, game design, documents, playable prototypes, things like that. And again, if what you're basically telling us is you like playing games, that's not really enough. What we really want to see, if you start to look into these categories, is a engagement with the idea of design and critique of games and trying to understand how they work, as well as try to produce them, make prototypes yourself. That about wraps things up. If you've got any questions, feel free to email them to me. If I can't answer them, I'll forward them on to either Adam or Phil, who run the 2 degree programs. And thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you in person really soon. Take care. Hi.
Brill, thanks today for recording that. There's lots of useful information in there about the course, but also about what we're looking for in terms of your application. So they're just things to bear in mind for your transition over the next year, I guess. Just point out a couple of key resources that might be useful to applicants. We do have live chat available on our website. We have a number of virtual events that are either live or recorded, so you can tap into a lot of resources through our virtual open days. And we also have a specific international page on our website for all of our applicants. So there's lots of information that you can find out. Of course, there'll be time at the end if you want to fire any questions to me for me to answer. But that's it from me for now. I'm going to hand back over, so thank you. I think you're on mute.
I am indeed. Sorry about that. We just had a question during your presentation about a student who has done a bachelor degree and an honours degree. From a master's perspective, is there any scholarships available for the master's program?
The Transform Together scholarship is also available for masters.
Okay.
So it has to be a taught masters, and students are still eligible for the 50% discount on the fee. They do need to apply online, so the online application process will take them through where we would look at their academic qualifications. Again, we do have some scholarships and bursaries dependent on where they come from that are automatically applied, that are also on the website as well.
Okay, no problem. And I can share out that link afterwards when I send everyone out the recording. So everyone will get a copy of that link to have a look at the scholarships and bursaries that are available.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm almost tempted to have a career change myself. It looks like an amazing program at Sheffield, and also leading to great employment opportunities for students. So, that's a key thing that, obviously a student who's studying abroad, they want to know about career opportunities and they want to get a job at the end of the degree. So it's great to see the opportunities that are available to students. So we've heard about the degree and the degree programs offered at Sheffield Hallam. So how do you get there? And that's where DIFC can help you. So one thing that DIFC have a great track record of is placement of students. Now, we do offer a placement guarantee for students who successfully pass the program. But what is more important is that students are getting on to the degrees that they want to. So 98% of our students last year secured their first or second choice university for their university offer, which is an attest to the support that the students get and the counselling and advice that they get to make sure that they're making the right choices for them and for their future career. As I mentioned earlier, we've had over 1,000 students progress on to universities, a range of university degrees since 2009. That's not including this year's students, so we'd have another 150, 160 students to add to that this year, which is a lot of students progressing on and going on to their degree and career programs. So why would you study foundation and why do you need it? There's a whole different range of reasons. And some of it is to do with your high school qualification. So it might be that your high school qualification is not recognised by a university for entry, that it's only 11 or 12 years and it's not to the equivalent of an A-level qualification. So the foundation year program is equivalent to A levels, and that's assessed by NARIC and recognised by NARIC as equivalent to A levels. But what is different about it to the A level program is that it's specifically tailored for international students, and it's designed by universities themselves to prepare international students for studying in the UK as well as Ireland. And it's a much shorter program, so it's 7 to 9 months depending on when you start, compared to the 2-year A-level program. Another reason you might want to study is you need to improve your English language skills. So whether if your high school qualification was done in your native language, then your English for academic purposes might be a little weak in order to cope with the demands of a university study or gain entry. And the foundation program will allow you to improve your English for academic skills, as well as learning your subject modules and upskilling in your subject modules in English language, so that when you've progressed to university, you're ready to hit the ground running. Another more basic reason could be that it's just a year to adjust to living away from your family, the weather, experiencing a new culture, a new country, and learning your independence. Particularly for younger students who have never lived away from their family or have always had a close support network around them, that first year abroad is a big change. And to do that in a smaller, more supportive environment where you have the support of your teachers, your tutors, as well as student services to look after your personal well-being, that's a nice, softer transition into studying abroad. And that follows on into the personalised support and counselling, both academic and personal counselling that you can receive during the foundation program. And then another reason is obviously the guaranteed progression to NCUK universities, and Sheffield Hallam is one of those. So once you meet the specific grades, you are guaranteed a place with our NCUK partners. In terms of what you'll study in the foundation, the structure of the program is quite similar to A levels in that you'll study English for academic purposes plus 3 subject modules. And for students looking to go to games design, you would be looking to study our engineering and technology degree foundation year. And so you'll study mathematics, chemistry, and physics as your 3 subject modules. The learning experience will cover, the theoretical subject matter. Then that'll follow with interactive class discussions to really dive into that theoretical knowledge and get a greater understanding. And then for some of the science subjects, you'll have practicals in a laboratory setting to really get a hands-on experience. You were assessed as a combination of 30% coursework and 70% examinations, and a large part of that is the final examination, but you will have loads of opportunity to do practice exams and really prepare for your final examinations in the end to get the best possible grade you can. One of the biggest benefits of the foundation year is the soft skills that you'll develop, and you'll hear this time and time again from our past students if you talk to our student ambassadors or anything like that. The skills that you develop in critical thinking, problem solving, presentation skills, and time management skills. These will stand to you not only through your university degree, but throughout your full career. And these are the skills that will help you thrive in your university studies and get the best out of your university studies. A large number of our students that can't, pop back in and have a chat to us will talk about how their first month of their university degree, they had to get up and do a presentation, and that was no problem with them standing up in front of a class of their peers to do a presentation, whereas a lot of other students were quite wary of that because they've done it time and time again throughout their foundation program. The student life in Ireland, you heard about what life is like in Sheffield, and Ireland and the UK would be quite similar in terms of climate and culture on a larger scale. But we focus on trying to get our students to really get the most out of their study abroad experience. So it's not just about the academic side, although you do need to work hard and study, but it's very important that you immerse yourself and have a social outlet. So we arrange a range of social activities and outings for our students. our students would also be very encouraged to engage with the clubs and societies that are available on Griffith College campus. So it's not just restricted to DIFC students. You'll meet a whole range of different students through those clubs and societies, as well as touring around Ireland and encouraging students to go and see outside of Dublin and see a bit of Ireland as well. And so why would you study in Ireland? And alongside the UK, Ireland is one of the best higher education systems in the world and is well recognised as that. A lot of investment is in the higher education system, and they're putting more and more emphasis into supporting international students through their studies. We are now one of the only English-speaking country in the Eurozone. And there's the opportunity to connect with global companies through your career opportunities if you choose to stay on and study in Ireland, as well as what you would have in the UK. If you choose to study your foundation year in Ireland, you can save up to 25% on the cost of your foundation studies compared to doing it in the UK, but still have the range of options to progress to a UK university for your degree. And Ireland is well known as one of the friendliest and welcoming countries in the world, and that's both from a visitor perspective as well as an international student. And Lonely Planet and international student surveys have quoted this time and time again. The students are really welcomed. The Irish really love to find out more about where you're from and get you involved in things. And there's great crack, as they'd say in Ireland, for international students. And then there's the opportunity that if you complete your bachelor degree in Ireland to gain international work experience with the 12-month stay back visa for undergraduate students. So I talked about coming to see a little bit of Ireland while you're here. And a lot of people don't think they know much about Ireland, but they actually know more than they think. So obviously the top left is our iconic Guinness drink. And that's brewed in 49 countries and is obviously served all around the world. And a lot of people will have known and will recognise the Guinness brand. The top right-hand corner is St. Patrick's Day, which is Ireland's national holiday. And it's the one day where everyone is Irish around the world. And a lot of iconic global buildings are lit up green to reflect, that the Irish have emigrated quite broadly across the world and celebrate the Irish heritage that is around the world. A lot of people also travel, thousands of people travel to Ireland for the St. Patrick's Day parade, as you can see in the picture. In the middle left, we have Kildare Village, and that's for our students who like a bit of shopping. A lot of our students are a big fan of the high-end brands, and this is a discount outlet shopping for designer brands. And there's a direct bus from Dublin city centre that drops you straight at the door. So it's a great thing to do on a weekend with a group of friends. The middle right, we have the Cliffs of Moher. This is a must-see for any visitor to Ireland, and over 1 million visitors go there each year. And you might also recognise it as it's been featured in a couple of films, including Harry Potter, and for those of you who are more my generation, The Princess Bride. Bottom left-hand corner is obviously recognisable from the Star Wars films, and it was filmed there in 2014, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's Skellig Michael and the Skellig Islands. And then the bottom right-hand corner is the Giant's Causeway, which is another UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it more lends itself into Ireland's reputation for legends and mythology. And I love the story of the Irish legend of the Giant's Causeway, which is that an Irish giant, Finn McCool, created the causeway to travel to Scotland and fight his rival Benandonna. But he came back when he saw the size of Benandonna, and he decided to dress up as his own baby son. And so when Benandonna came over to fight Finn McCool, he saw how big the baby was and thought, Jesus, his father must be huge. So he ran back to Scotland and ripped up the causeway as he went. And there's a similar rock formation on the Scottish side of the water as well. Okay, so you've heard about what you'll study. You've heard about the experience of studying in Ireland, but important part of that is how you get onto university. So we put a lot of emphasis into supporting you through the process of applying to universities, making the decision of where you want to apply, and then getting you the offer and getting you off to university. Throughout the program, you'll have a weekly placement tutorial, and that will start quite broadly with things like career planning and discussing your personal and career objectives, looking then into the research side, and then going through the application of the process of submitting your applications to your preferred universities. So if you look at stage 3, which is where you're looking to compare your courses that you've decided on against your predicted grades, for games design, you're looking at 112 points, or that translates into the letter grading system of 2 Bs and a C, with a C in your English for academic purposes. So you'd be looking at that and your predicted grades to seeing whether you're on track. If you're on track, great, we'd be supporting you to put in an application. If you're not on track and you're just below, you could still put in an application, and we'll look at ways and supports that we need to put in place to help you to improve on your grades. But we'd also look at backup options as well, and look at the other degree programs that might just be an insurance choice for you if you don't happen to improve on your grades. So in terms of getting entry to the foundation year program, you need to have successfully completed your high school qualification, and you need an IELTS level of at least 5 overall or equivalent. And this year we are accepting the Duolingo English test for admission. So you can do that online if you can't get an IELTS test booked. Just some common high school qualifications. So if you're an IGCSE student, you need 5 Cs, including your English and maths. Similar for SPM students from Malaysia. If you've done the International Baccalaureate and you haven't got the points for direct entry, you need a minimum of 22 points to get into the foundation program. Sorry, can you just turn off your microphone? There, just mute you. Sorry. Sorry about that now. Yeah, so if you want advice on whether you're eligible for entry to the foundation program, you can just contact us and email me from the email that you got the link from, and I'll be able to help you assess whether you're eligible to join the program. So obviously things are a little bit different this year with the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we have changed a little bit how we're running the programs this year, as we must ensure the safety of our staff and also of our students. So we have made the decision to do the first semester from September to December online. So you will study that from home, and it will include live classes. So it's not self-directed learning. It is live classes as would be in the classroom, but in an online environment. And then you will travel to Ireland in January, when we know things will hopefully be a little bit safer and a little bit easier for students to travel, and you'll study the rest of your program in class. We are offering €2,000 scholarships automatically to all students studying our September intake, so it's a great saving on your foundation year program. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll be accepting the Duolingo English test, and this is accepted both for admission purposes, but the Irish Visa Office have confirmed they will accept that for students who are applying for visas as well. In terms of high school certificates, if your high school exams have been cancelled and you can't get final certificates or final transcripts, contact us and we'll have a look at your predicted grades and your performance over the last couple of years, and we should be able to accept you on the basis of your predicted grades and still allow you to progress to university on that basis. So it's important not to think that you have to wait a year and redo your high school or anything like that. We can help you and support you to go on to university with your predicted grades. In terms of tuition fees, the foundation year program for engineering and technology is €15,600, plus the registration, course materials and medical insurance. Now, in terms of this year, we have the €2,000 scholarship that's deducted from those fees, and that's automatically deducted. You don't need to apply separately for that. So how do you apply? We have an online application form which you can access from our website. So if you go to our website, difc.ie, the top right-hand corner, you'll see an Apply Now option. If you're looking to do games design and you're interested in Sheffield Hallam, list them as your first preference, just so we know that that's where you're thinking, and we can start from the start to help support you with your preparation for that. Once you have submitted your application, we will get back to you within 24 hours, either looking for more information if you haven't completed it properly, or if with a conditional offer if you're eligible. And then it's time to confirm your place, and you pay your fees and sign the place acceptance form and send it back to us. If you need a visa to travel to Ireland, or if you need help with your accommodation, we will support you fully with that and help you prepare your visa application and arrange any accommodation. And then it's time to start your foundation program. It is often good to have a chat to some of our students, and we have a live Facebook Q&A tomorrow at 1:30 Irish time on Facebook with some of our past student ambassadors. So feel free to pop onto our Facebook page, and you can type in any questions you want, and they will answer them from their own experience with studying with DIFC, and they've all just completed their first year of university, some in the UK and some in Ireland. Okay, so that covers it for today. If you want to find out more, obviously you can look at our Facebook page, Instagram, our YouTube, or you can email me if you have any questions directly. But I'll open it up now. If any students have any questions they want to ask, you can just use your chat feature, pop in your question, and myself or Lucy are happy to answer any questions. So I'll give you a few minutes just in case there's any questions. Nope. No one's typing. Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much, Lucy. Much appreciate you taking the time to present to us and, talking about Sheffield Hallam. It was really, really informative.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me along today. And obviously, there'll be my email address is there, and there's a few links in the slides, but we can send them on afterwards. And if anyone does have a question they think of later on, please feel free to contact either myself or David directly. We'd love to answer any more questions. Looks fantastic what you have on offer at DIFC. I have luckily visited a few times myself, and I know it's a wonderful campus, so students would be making a good choice if they came with you guys.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who joined us, and have a lovely day.